go get them again.
Welcome back to another unboxing first impression video on my channel. Today we are delving into the brand of Yves Saint Laurent, and this one is from the L'Homme series, which I kind of have a lot of them. This one called L'Homme Parfum. Is it Le Parfum or Parfum? Le Parfum from YSL. Now L'Homme, the original, special piece of my heart in regards to the original. It was basically the first fragrance that YSL did in the modern era, which, you know, they kind of went away from the Tom Ford era, which I went, oh, YSL's kind of back in the men's line. And I wore it for more like a signature scent, like when it first got launched back in the day. It was a gift, personally. So as you can see, I'm a collector of this line, right? I got a lot of rare ones that you probably never heard of. L'Homme Sport, or not Sport, Summer Edition. Have you heard of this one? Probably not. Gingembre, oh, that's a great one. Obviously, we got L'Homme Libre and the tonic version. So I got a lot of the rare ones, of course, Ultime's rare sports. They get discontinued quite quickly, these ones. It is their bread and butter, the L'Homme line. I didn't take out my La Nuit line. I think it's separate from this. It's its own thing now. It's a beast of its own. So I bought this one. As you can see, not much of an unboxing here because I bought this on Facebook groups. 3 years ago, give or take. Again, I'm really late on my unboxing, my personal unboxing. So this is my personal purchase. I bought this and the Bleu, Cologne Bleu, something like that, together. Somebody had it in the Canadian Facebook group. I paid like under 100 for both. Good deal. And for a guy, this is just collecting purposes. I kind of skipped these ones because I thought they were not really my style as far as what I saw online. So, but at the end of the day, I'm a collector. So this is a collector at heart kind of getting this. So we don't have to unbox it. It's mildly used. It's a little bit used. The other bottle looks like it went through a war. You're going to see that one eventually on my channel. But yes, I still buy designer fragrances from time to time. So again, I feel like designer fragrances on these Facebook groups, you got to be careful, but you can get some great deals, especially some lines that are really expensive, especially in Canada, right? Armani, the Acqua di Gio line. I'm not ready to spend the kind of money they're asking for retail. Honestly, I'd rather get a really nice niche fragrance, brand new, instead of that. So I kind of scour, and again, I'm not in a rush to get them. So I was missing a few from the L'Homme line. So I bought this one in the Bleu edition, which were both some I thought would not be my style. Now, I am a collector after all. At worst, it's a collection piece. At best, it's one of the best in the line, and it's going to surprise me. Most likely, it's going to be in the middle of the pack, maybe even one of the worst of the pack, honestly. So that's where my expectations are with this one. We're going to see what I'm going to get here today. L'Homme, and to my surprise, or not, we haven't heard much from one. Usually, you know, flankered up like crazy ever since its launch. They've been really releasing. It's like La Nuit gets a flanker, then L'Homme gets a flanker. La Nuit gets a flanker, this one gets a flanker. And now they introduced the Myself line, and it's selling well with the teeny boppers. I haven't smelt that one, but it seems like YSL, at least from what I see, is going to put a lot of effort in the Myself and the Y line now. So they're kind of moving away from this, maybe. I don't know. It hasn't received a flanker in years, surprisingly, which is really unique. So we got to go back in time here. I thought this line was at a time getting a flanker a year, at least every 2 years, with La Nuit kind of dancing. Is this the introduction of the Myself line is going to kind of phase out the L'Homme line? Maybe. So we're going to see. But today, all the attention is on this one. We got a dark bluey hue, which kind of scares me. Anything blue on this shelf isn't the greatest. I'll be honest. But the cool blue stems are kind of neat looking in the bottles. This summer edition is actually quite decent. So if you're new here, you're just stumbling upon me. I don't know why you're researching for a really old L'Homme, but hey, welcome to the Robes 08 channel. I'm your host, Mark. Smash that like button, subscribe, you know, hit that subscribe button. Obviously, I got another YSL coming up, and this is a brand that I delve into quite a bit on my channel. I got a couple La Nuit flankers that I have to unbox as well. I am going to get, of course, some decants of the Myself line, so we'll see what that one's all about. But to my diehards, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a YSL review. We haven't done one on a L'Homme flanker in a while, so much appreciated to all the support out there. Now let's take a look at the note breakdown on this one. We're going to take a look at the noses, the release dates, pricing, and then we're going to delve into it. The notes. We don't start off really well here. Ozonic notes. Not a fan of when I see that in a note breakdown. Usually it's not a good sign. Usually, I'll be honest. I'm not an aquatic, ozonic kind of guy, unless it's violet leaf. Can give out a watery aspect, which is almost kind of natural. I'm a fan of that, but other than that, ozonic notes are kind of scary for me personally. Cardamom, okay, there's going to be a spicy facet, maybe a green facet. Powdery aspect, maybe. Lemon, of course, a citric acid. In the middle, we got geranium, violet leaf, and basil. So, just talking about violet leaf, there it is. We got some herbal tendencies from the basil. Geranium can give a rosy quality. It can give a minty quality. We'll see where it goes with the geranium. In the base, we got amberwood. Okay. Ear muffs to all the purists out there. Amberwood. Amberwood alert. Cedar and vetiver in the back end. Released back in 2020. So I don't think this is the newest flanker. I think it's the EDP. Is it this guy? This is the EDP. Which one is this one? This is the Parfum Intense. It's either one of those that I think was the latest release. Noses, they come back. Filippo, Rapillon, and Juliette Caraque. Hard time pronouncing her name, unfortunately. I do apologize. Let's look at pricing. This retails for 120 USD on some retailers. Ooh, that's expensive. You can find it at discounters for $80 to $100 USD for 60 ml, which is still quite expensive. And again, I didn't go extensive research in regards to pricing. It's not like I'm actually searching this fragrance out for myself, but always do your research. Now let's put it on strip first, and then we'll put it on skin, and we'll see what we get out of L'Homme Le Parfum with the blue juice. Atomizer, decent. Nothing to go home about with this one. Let's see. Oh no. Oh man. Ouch. Okay, well, we gotta do what we gotta do. I thought that blue cologne thing was gonna be the bluey. Stand corrected. It could still be. And this is the reason why. Yeah, I didn't purchase this one at launch. There's a little bit of that Homme DNA that's still there. There's that beautiful original eau de toilette somewhere in there. But there's a really sweet, synthetic, watery aspect in here. AMBROXAN more than amberwood, can I say? AMBROXAN isn't listed, but oh, it's knocking me over a little bit here. This is really a synthetic ozonic quality here, like not as bad as the light bluies that you see in the bargain bins, right? Like the Ozaro Chrome or the metallic blue thing. No, this is straight up like Invictus can be your competition, and that's not a good thing. That shower gel aspect, yeah, oof. Ouch. You know, there's a little part of a purist in me, right? Sees the greatness of the original. And a little part of me dies when I smell something like this, that they go, okay, let's fill it with this kind of stuff. I don't know. Personally for me, sometimes, legends, it's best to just let them go. Like I understand you're putting, that name that sells, L'Homme, the bottle and everything. But, oh my. There's a slight fruity aspect in here. Nothing fruity's listed, right? Well, lemon, but that's not fruity. It's like an apple, like a synthetic apple note. A little bit of lemon. Yeah, the ginger from the original, not listed, it's in here. There's a little bit of that ginger, which kind of makes you think of L'Homme. That's the whole aspect. Light cardamom in here, yeah. It's fresh though, so don't expect like a big cardamom note like La Nuit. La Nuit is known for the cardamom. It's more of a fresher cardamom. A little bit of a powdery aspect from the cardamom. Whew, that ozonic, oh, Ambroxan hit is ruining this scent. It's slowing down a bit. Some florals are coming through. Geranium mostly. So it's the geranium in here, not minty. It's more of the rosy aspect of geranium. You're getting the green basil as well. So it's going a little more greener now. So it's maybe that play on of this dark blue juice, right? It's not light blue, it's dark blue. So I could see that it's going into bluey Ambroxan garbage. And then there's some green aspects that make the blue more, so the basil's doing its thing here. And so is the geranium. A little bit of cedar, so you're getting a little bit of that woody backdrop. I'm assuming that's going to amplify a little bit once it's more on skin. What did they do with the I thought that blue cologne one, and I'm looking this way because there's a lot of that you don't see here of my unboxings that I need to delve into are on the side as well. At the end of the day, this reminds me of that fresh synthetic Ambroxan group. So think kind of like, I wouldn't say Versace Eros. Dylan Blue is a good one. Besides Dylan Blue, Invictus is a really good, more childish Invictus than this. This is a little more grown up. Even this actually competes against their own Y line. And maybe that's where the inspiration is kind of leaving the creative direction at YSL, which they need a slap in the face. They really need a jump start to their branding. But they're probably like, well, we've already did this with the Y line. Why continue on this theme? Why make this? And have a little bit of L'Homme sprinkled in. There's a little bit of that original DNA somewhere in there. It is a step down on the line. Like, I would say 80% of the bottles that are here are better than this. Like, better. The sport's kind of eh. Ultime, better. And then these could kind of, this is probably the weakest points. And I know a lot of people love these, of the line. This, and the sport. These are your better ones. Like it starts going, this is the bottom of the crop. I would, again, it's been a while since I've smelt these, so I kind of have to start smelling these. And I believe, if I recall correctly, if my Rolodex is working, this was a violet leaf based fragrance too. Yeah. Yeah, it's going for the worst flanker. Yikes. Not a fan. And again, it's going in my collection. It was a personal blind buy, so I never smelt this in store or anything. But obviously, I probably went to. But it's a collection piece. I got the Blur one coming up too, so it's going to be finalizing the L'Homme line. I don't think I'm missing any other ones unless I'm looking for like special bottles and stuff like that. But other than that, I think I'm done, which is nice. I've completed the line, but whew. What did you do? But it falls in line with where YSL's going, like that Y line. It kind of, those teeny boppers would probably like this. Or they'd probably find something that's wrong with it in regards to it. It's probably the DNA that they don't like, and they like everything else. I cannot, obviously, it's not as punching as a Eros Dylan Blue. I think it's tamer than that. But that initial shock was a shock to the system. Now that you've heard my take, I'd love to see yours in the comments below. Good, bad, and the ugly. You can tell me what you think about this one. And again, you don't have to agree with me. You can totally disagree with me. Don't take shots at me personally. That's not fun. But you can say your piece in saying that this is one of the better ones. And what do you think about this collection? Do you think this collection's done? Is YSL moving on from the line? It's been a while. I think the last one was 2022, the last flanker of this line. So again, careful what you wish for. Not that this, but like everybody and their mother was like, amen, and their flankers, they need to stop. What did they do? They axed it. Is this the same thing? Is this going to happen? We'll see. But yeah, I'd love to see the comments or your thoughts. I could definitely do a lot of different ideas, flankers for the original and revamp it for 2025, 2026. I would have some great ideas. Hit me up. I can help you. As always, a great pour fragrance will make a lasting impression. Choose your scent wisely and your flanker wisely. Have a good one.